I'm a meat hunter. I harvest game animals to feed myself, to feed my family, and besides rare occasions, I only consume my own game meat, which I can confidently say has changed my life. Today's a good day. Buck and I will be venturing out to do some glassing and spend some time enjoying our beautiful country. We're going to be doing something that we both love. So for the next couple of days, we'll be doing a style of hunting that already takes quite a bit of fitness and determination, so we can get further into the bush and hopefully sit up on those mountains behind me and glass back this way. And if the right specimen shows up, we'll move into a shooting position and hopefully harvest some meat. You know, there's a lot of weird stuff going on in the world, and we're made to feel guilty for doing things that seem to fulfill our natural desires. You don't have to live as a hermit to kind of enjoy this lifestyle. But for people in New South Wales and Victoria and some of our closer neighbours, I mean, this is a lifestyle that you can have and that I'm so desperate to give you. I want to grow our sport. I want more hunters. I want this to be socially acceptable, and we're not going to do that unless we make time to really go out and do the things that we've always wanted to do. And I know a lot of people, a lot of friends, a lot of family, and this is the reason I make these videos and started our club and started this business, want to do these things. And so I hope this is a conduit to that for them and others. And so, you know, without further ado, we're going to be on our way.
I know you hate it, mate. But you got to pull your own weight, buddy. I'm sure you can hear by the cicadas going crazy that probably a lot warmer than most people would want to go hunting, and it's definitely a lot warmer than I thought it was going to be. So we need to pay extra attention for snakes. Counterintuitive to what a deer hunter would do, and that's make lots of noise, lots of vibrations, and make sure that our slithering mates know that we're coming, so we can protect our four-legged buddies. There's a lot to learn, and I won't get through it in this video. This is more just about adventure and what's possible. But there's a lot to think about with the different seasons of hunting, and there's a lot to think about when it comes to protecting your best mate. So I'm just going to get saddled up. If something comes to my mind, I'll sing it out to the camera. You need the right tool for the job, and we're going to go over this bad boy once I get all saddled up. These are a good thing to have, especially if you're going in mountainous terrain. Not just for support, not just to sort of spread the load from your legs onto your upper body, but also beating around grass, tapping on logs, making sure that our slithering mates know that we're coming and know that we're not a threat. Or that we are a threat and to fuck off. But super important. It's a tough time out there, especially in this season. And so probably the most important thing is to take it slow, because we're not in New Zealand, you know, it's hot. We will lose a lot of bodily fluids, and it's not a very wet country, our one. So we need to also plan around that, especially when it comes to the heat. If you know you're going to be far from a water source, drink as much water as you can before setting off. It's going to be a long way. You don't want to start your trip off dehydrated before you even get to a water source. Now, if you don't pack enough electrolytes, once you're dehydrated, it's very difficult to get rehydrated, especially if we're going to be climbing a mountain immediately after to get to our glassing point. So water's your friend, any kind of water. If you're not used to the water out of these streams, if you're kind of in your first foray into backcountry hunting and you're not used to maybe some odd water sources or some sketchy stuff here and there, just buy purification tablets. You'll be fine. The water may still be a little bit brown, you're not going to get that perfect filtered stuff, but I guarantee you're going to be fine. And then once you sort of get used to it, you'll be able to drink this water without any purification tablets. But I wouldn't recommend starting off that way. You need to sort of understand what's a good water source, what's a bad water source, where you can get away with and where you can't get away with. And trust me, I've learned the hard way. I don't recommend it. For those of you wanting to get into this, there's no better sport. There's nothing more rewarding, and there's nothing that will keep your body in tune with the environment. You'll start to learn to slow down, to be more observant, to be more understanding of your environment around you. You'll be more green than the inner city greenies, I promise you. And you'll also be fitter and healthier. So, I'm going to show you guys how I haul the backpack up onto me. Then I'm going to hit stop on the video and load the tripod and the phone back onto me. So let's get going.
Watch your back, these things are heavy. There's usually a strap at the top. How I like to do it, lift, straight back. Up onto your thigh, step your thigh out. Squats up with this, do the loops. And just go about as you would. Remember, it's heavy, take it slow, especially in this season. Front load water. Let's get going. Right, so we've got to the floor of the valley. The ground's nice and flat. Apart from it being chock full of blackberries, which we're just going to have to deal with as we go, we're going to dump whatever weight we don't need to go hunting. I'm not going to worry too much about setting up camp because I want to get up there and maximise the hunting time. Hopefully I can see an animal move, and then Buck and I can get in position and take the shot. So yeah, I think I'll just leave whatever Buck's carrying on him, because he's got his food and first aid kit and his muffs to protect his hearing. And I think I'm just going to drop on my camping gear and just take whatever food I need. And yeah, we doubled it down. We didn't waste too much time. It was an easy walk. It's all downhill. Going back up is going to be a killer. So yeah, I'm going to drop what I need and we'll be out of the way. So while we don't have to be super quiet, now's a good time to introduce you to the firearm that I'll be using for this hunt. This is the Christensen Arms Carbon Ridgeline, and it's chambered in 300 Remington Ultra Magnum. Quite a large round. I never thought I'd own one of these. I never thought I'd own anything in this chambering, but the gun came up at a price that I couldn't say no to, and it also ticked every box that we need for this kind of hunting. The barrel is carbon fibre, very light. I've put an aftermarket 5 port muzzle brake on this, so it really doesn't kick much harder than my 2506. I'd say even a little bit less, and that's considering that this is a very light firearm, and it's projecting a 212 grain projectile at just over 3,000 feet per second. Now, I really can't fault it. It's ticked every box that we need for this. It's light, it goes well on the back, and it shoots well. It's a shooter. It's a good rifle. It uses a Remington 700 action. It doesn't mean a whole lot to me, but it means a lot to a lot of people that want a lot of aftermarket accessories. Stainless steel, really nice trigger. Nothing wrong with it. And overall, I really like this gun. I never thought I'd own something this big. I got the jokes at the range, or I didn't know we had a native Australian elephant, ha ha ha. And you know, I used to make those jokes as well. I never thought there was any reason to own a firearm like this. But being a backpacker originally, just traveling any country that I could on the cheap, I started getting into hiking and realizing that if I did have a tool like this, I could expand the kind of hunting I could do from, say, just regular bush stalking to some long-range face-to-face hunting. And that's what we're going to hope to do this trip, right? Obviously, if the right species turns up and if I feel confident in the shot. Now, this has enough killing power to probably put down a deer to a kilometre. I'm no expert, but just going by what the ballistics app is telling me, that's more than possible. But being a lightweight rifle, shooting in these kind of conditions, and on terrain that can often be nearly 45 degrees, you don't always get that perfect posture to shoot. So throughout this hunt, we want to obviously keep humanity in question, and that is the humane taking of the animal.
And so if I don't feel comfortable taking the animal at whatever distance it is, I'm just gonna have to adjust. I'm just gonna have to walk closer. I'm just gonna have to get a better shot in. And so that's what we're gonna do. It's got a Vortex Viper PST. I don't know too much about scopes. I know this fella's really heavy, but really good quality, really clear, and dial's true, so I don't have an issue with it at all. I'm not too into gear. I don't know too much about gear and what things do, but what I do know is that this firearm will do everything that I bought it for. It'll do everything that we need it to do. And so that's why I rather enjoy it. It's going to be my New Zealand firearms, my mountain gun, and it's like super light. I can't remember the exact specs, but I'm pretty sure the bear rifle is below, below 2.9 kilograms shortly. But I mean, that's something you can look up. With this muzzle brake, mate, it's just a pussycat. It's such a nice gun to shoot. Yeah, if I think of more things to tell you, I will throughout the video. But for now, lightweight mountain gun does everything we want it to do, and let's put it to the test. Let's go. So this is a good sign. We have some deer crossing this very healthy creek. It's definitely the deepest I've seen it, so we can cross without crocs. Yeah, mate. Wanna have a drink? No. So this is the kind of stuff that you're just gonna have to push through. And I promise, you keep pushing through it and push higher and higher and higher, and you're gonna get to the positions that you wanna be. And as long as those positions you wanna be are over positions where do you wanna be, then you're gonna see them, I promise. Patience is the hunter's virtue. Let's go. Okay, we're getting there. It's not as steep as I want it, because the steeper the mountains, the tighter the gully, the shorter the shot. So we're probably going to get up a little bit higher, and then hopefully we can get some good shots into these clear areas. G'day, Wombo. Sorry to wake you up, mate. I'll leave you be. Now, Buck. Buck. Nah, he can hear me. He's just having a tantrum. Sorry, mate. It's for your own good. But the animal needs shade. They're not going to be on this scorched half side of the mountains. So that's why we need to look into these lush, plenty of feed, plenty of moisture. And so there's lots of challenges with positioning, and it's hard work. It's not as easy as getting up high enough to see and then shooting from that point. We have to get to a point where we can see as much as we can, and then get to a point where we can shoot as well as we can. And that's really the principle of this kind of hunting. This is the kind of country we want to poke into. Just need to get closer. Damn, I love it. We're so spoiled. This could be it for us. Good vantage. So here we are, we're all set up. Get our spotting scope. Buck's got his muffs on. You're a good boy. But it is pretty clear. I know there are animals there. I have shot animals around here before. And then hopefully it'll be right before sunset, so things will cool down, because mate, we are roasted. We've had a big day, had a big walk. This fella's cooked. Could definitely use going down that creek and getting some water. So yeah, it's glassing time now. Gee, it's a big all round. That's what it's about. Let's take our time and use the binoculars. for a little while and I haven't seen anything move. There are lots and lots of reasons to think, or to believe more so, why the animals wouldn't be where I'm glassing right now. But it doesn't mean if you don't have the opportunity to not look there. Hunting's not an exact science. Sometimes you see family units or lone stags in, I guess, unpredictable places. And I think that's why the sport is so hard, because it's a combination of wisdom, luck, and never really entirely understanding the animal. And that's why you fall in love with it. Been glassing for probably 40 minutes and nothing eventful's happened. There is an hour and 40 minutes until sunset, so this is probably the time that we're going to start seeing some animals move. If we don't see them move, it's not the end of the world. It's like I said before, it's good to know where they are, because then you're a step closer to finding where they are. In times like these, being alone in nature, having the forest quieten, the birds start chirping, and even unfortunately all these reptiles start crawling and slithering around us. It's just the perfect time to reflect on life. Think about how you live, how you want to live, and debrief on what you've been doing right, what you've been doing wrong. And I think that's sort of an overlooked beauty of hunting, is that quiet and that serenity really allows you to let go, especially when there's no reception, when you can't talk to anyone, when you can't entertain your boredom at a whim. You sort of to nature, and that is fucking awesome. Isn't that right, Buck? Back to it. And here we have our first deer. How far is that shot? $475 meters. It's far. Conditions are good. But I mean, there's still an hour to sunset, so I might wait around. And if all I get is to watch her, then, so be it. It might be something else. Just keep watching her until she disappears. This is our young girl again. There might be two deer in there. Yeah. And here we have deer number 2. It was quite a small animal. Yeah, it's quite young. It's quite a young creature. Enjoy your meal, baby. It's good you're on solid foods. It means you pretty much made it. So the shot was taken and hit was confirmed on the scope cam. So now begins the process of tracking the animal. I feel like I hit a little bit towards the rear of the lung, but definitely still a kill shot. I don't think that animal's going to be going very far, so Buck and I are going to take a walk. Right, so time to pack up, go for a walk. It's the quickest way. You're wet, boy. Good dog. Brown trout. Cool. Oh, here's another one. It's a bloody good dog. Good boy. So it took about 50 minutes to find the animal. I had a choice on a few, and I chose to take the medium-sized game only because I'm by myself. I'm about 3.5 kilometres from the ute, and the last kilometre of that is uphill. I want to try and take the whole animal out tonight, so it's going to give me the best quality meat. Right now I'm going to cut him up, put him in game bags and hang him up, and yeah, start the pack out. There's a lot of blackberries, so it's probably going to take me all night. I don't think I'm going to have much rest at all, but I mean, I've got plenty of meat, so you know, I'm over the moon. And it's a younger animal, which means that the meat quality is going to be better. I've already got an older animal filling my freezer at the moment, and you know, she's good, but you know, this fella's going to be way better. So I really can't wait. It's this is when the work begins, but it's also a lot of fun too. Right, so I'm going to get started. So there's barely anything left. The only meat that I left behind was between the ribs and the parts of the shoulder that were destroyed. Everything else was taken. Front shanks, all the meat around the shoulder blades, etc, etc. So it's actually quite a big haul. This is the second trip, but yeah, the backpack's full. I'm going to estimate there's probably about, I'm going to say 35 kilos of meat. Look, it's 2 a.m. I'm pretty happy. I wish I had someone here with me, but you know, that's why I shot a smaller animal. And you know, it's a shame the adventure's coming to an end, but I really enjoyed it. I loved every moment. Humane kill and plenty of fresh meat for me and my family, and you know, my best mate. Isn't that right, Buck? So yeah, he's had a good feed. Time to go home, hit the sack.